By the time I got midway the pool, I became a believer in what my grandmother told me. And by the time I did the flip turn, I was telling the ladies in the lane next to me what my grandmother said. So at a cellular level, as your cells begin to digest it, you begin to move in a sense of certainty where you stop asking for permission to show up, to be powerful. You stop asking for permission, can you be great? You turn around from the doubt to asking for permission to giving the world notice. But that only happens when you're at a cellular level reminding yourself. And there's so many times I had to sell myself before I could sell the world.
Right.
And once I was sold on my transformation, then all I had to do was give the world notice that I was coming. And that's what this entire journey is about.
I love it. And isn't it amazing that once you made the decisions and you put yourself out there, scared and all, uncertain and all, doubtful and all, then some of your teachers, some of your mentors, some of your opportunities just happen to show up. Wow. Imagine that, right?
You become unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like you become unstoppable. What happens when you confirm and you affirm and you declare and you own it and your brain is saying, I'm in alignment. I'm in agreement with this. I have certainty now. All of a sudden, you no longer wonder, John, and you no longer worry. You're not wondering what's going to happen to stop me. You're not wondering what's around the corner because you're no longer worried about what's around the corner because your conviction is so powerful, brother, that you're giving that thing, by the way, that is around the corner. I mean, there is something around the corner. I'm not saying there's nothing there. There's something around the corner. But you no longer are worried about what's around the corner. You're now giving it notice. Whatever you are, I'm coming for you. Whatever you are, you don't get to stop me in my dream. Whatever you are, whether it's bankruptcy, whether it's a relationship that went south, whether it's an unexpected situation in the world climate, whatever it is, whether it's an unexpected health challenge, whatever it is, you're saying, you don't get to own my dream. You don't get to snatch my joy. You don't get to remove me from my right to abundance. I'm giving you notice. And so all of a sudden you walk with a sense, and not arrogance. It's not arrogance. And it's not a sense of being invincible, but it's a sense of, I'm so clear that there's nothing that's going to stop me. No matter how, I tell people that I don't always spring up, but I will always get up. Because that's my birthright.
I love that. And what I'm also hearing behind that is say yes, right? Say yes to yourself. Say yes to the goals you want to achieve. Say yes to your dreams. Say yes to doing whatever it takes. Say yes to being bigger than the low self-image. Say yes to being bigger than the fear, the obstacle, the circumstance, the person, the people, the country, the government. Say yes to you, and then focus on winners never quit and quitters never win. And since you're a winner, you're going to win.
And say yes. And probably about 8 years ago, I started saying, say yes, yes. And the first yes is to you. And the second yes is to everything you don't even know you need to say yes to. Say yes to the things that you don't even know you have to do yet. Say yes to the extra time that it's going to cost you. Say yes to the extra hours. Say yes. Make a bold yes. Don't say yes just to what's convenient. Say yes to your conviction. And realize that your convenience and your conviction don't live on the same block, right? Say yes to your conviction, and everything that your yes will cost you and require from you, say yes before you go through it. Oh, when you do that, and then you realize that abundance is your birthright. Abundance has your name on it. Abundance is not what you get in spite of having your history. Abundance is what you have earned because of who you are.
Oh, I love
that. That abundance isn't a hookup. Abundance is a birthright.
I love it. So for everyone who's watching right now, I want you to say yes, yes, in the chat right now to your abundance, to your success, to overcoming any trauma, any fear, any limitation you've had or have right now. Say yes, yes to Lisa right now.
Yes, yes.
And,
Because when you say that, you give yourself notice. Your body feels it. Like I get excited for your yes. Everyone that's typing yes right now, I get excited for your yes because on the other side of your yes is something unrecognizable. Ooh.
I love that. I'm going to ask you one final question. And do you believe that anybody who says yes to themselves today, right now, to do whatever it takes to upgrade their mindset, upgrade their skill set, and take action can achieve a greater version of their life?
I'm an example of that. I didn't even know where to go, but I kept saying one bold yes or one shaky yes at a time. See, some people think you got to feel everything. Some of you are still waiting to say yes. You're waiting until you have absolute clarity or absolute certainty or that it's no problem. Sometimes your yes comes with knees knocking and teeth chattering. Sometimes your yes isn't necessarily convenient. You have to move a mountain. But on the it is only, hear me when I say, it is only on the other side of your yes that something you haven't seen will be made clear. Something you haven't done will be made possible. And a result that you didn't even know was possible is made possible. Only on the other side of a yes. And I don't say that as a teacher. I say that as a mama of a little boy back in 1997, 98, 2000, who wanted to change her life. And all I kept doing was saying, yes, I'll sign up for that. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll show up. Yes, I'm ready. Some of my yeses came with bold clarity and grace and ease. And some of my yeses, I had to move a mountain, and I had to make them with shaky knees and chattering teeth. So I say to you, on the other side of your yes, and this brother right here, well, listen, my life should be an example. If he can have a guest on, and I run and I don't say it to brag, I run a multi-million-dollar global business that stood in your living room. I stood in his living room. At that time, struggling to pay my rent in my apartment. By the way, the apartment that said new apartments, bad credit, welcome. And so I needed those two things. I needed a fresh apartment and I needed them to accept bad credit, that I could go from that living room to this reality where I live my dreams in the Bahamas now, across the street from white sand beaches and clear blue waters. Then if that's not evidence that this program, this gentleman, this process works, I'm literally in living color example that the process works. I don't know how many guests you have on that you've had that history with that can show now. I love evidence. I love seeing evidence. I love creating evidence, and I love being reminded of the evidence in my life that I'm on the right path. I'm not perfect in many cases, but I am evidence that it works. And so I believe if there was any question, if there was any wonder, please, and I don't come on anyone's program to be made more popular. I don't come on anyone's program to make more sales. I come on to spread truth. And this process is truth. My son's life is unrecognizable. My son's children's life will be unrecognizable because I took this journey. Let your life become more unrecognizable because you said yes.
Oh, Lisa, I love it. Well, I'm
love
going to end by
you.
saying I love you. I love who
love
you are,
you.
who you've become, what you do in the world, and for spreading the love and the light, and for being the evidence of saying yes to yourself, saying yes